Welcome back to It Hurts to Be Pretty podcast. I'm Angel Renee in the different studio again because we can't be in the old one. We're getting it cleaned out.
Because why?
We're spring cleaning.
We're spring cleaning the toxins from
Hence
the HVACs.
the last episode, by the way. But this episode's better. But anyways, welcome back, guys.
This episode's better.
Slightly better, I think.
You guys can be the judges. But
Yeah.
I'm Lexi Wilk, the co-host, and guess who's back? You'll never guess.
Literally, he spent the night at the office. We're wearing the same clothes, and you know what? We can't get rid of him. He's
bugging it out.
Literally just here.
He's stuck here.
Last week with us. We'll have more guests to
Sad.
come. I know. We'll miss you.
That's life.
Okay, hardo. Do you have emotions?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a big ghetto teddy bear. We talked about this.
The ghetto teddy.
All right, you guys. Today we're talking about fact or fiction in life. And I recently found out that there is a app or a group.
Facebook group.
There's a Facebook group where you have to be invited to join. And are we dating the same guy?
I love this.
And this is in every major city. I'm talking Denver, Dallas,
Watch
Albuquerque.
RJ's sweating over there.
Watch out, fellas.
You might see his face.
Watch out. No, you won't. No, the fuck you won't. No, the fuck you won't.
I don't know.
Listen. It's very it's entertaining. Okay, so one of my girlfriends went on a little vacay with the guy that she was dating, and she was like, "Oh my god, he's so different. I gave the ugly guy a chance." And she was.
Is he the ugly one that she's?
She was
Did
like,
he fly her out?
They bought their own tickets, but he was like, "I'll have you and your girlfriends, whatever, stay up in a hotel." They've been dating for 3 months. Okay, she comes back to Denver, gets on this site that girl's like, "Oh my god, have you heard about this site?" So she starts scrolling through it, and she sees his picture and contacts the girl, and the girl's like, "I just left his house last night." And she's like,
God
disgusting.
Damn. This is wild. What
and
the fuck?
she was like, "No way. Like, I was just with him literally a day and a half ago. Like, right the day before." She had said that. There's no way. It turns out it was true. And then he's like gaslighting her, like, "Oh, why would you even do whatever?"
Of course he was.
Anyway, so it goes to show you, and I talked about this weekend. I tried to get on a dating site again. I was on Raya. I was on Hinge. I was going to say Humble.
She was on the Humble app.
I was on Humble.
The apps have humbled her. That's
Humble.
for
Let me
sure.
know if you want a Bumble.
Bumble and Hinge, it's a Humble. Anyway, it was so bad. I made fun of some of the guys that were on there, and you just never know who you're going to get. Like, you can only hope, right, that you're going to get who they say at face value. And then you go on a date, and they're like, who knows? They're seeing 5 other girls, which is fine because you're not in a relationship. But some of these men are either married, dating someone, like, you know, it's crazy.
Or they'll catfish you. They'll just look nothing like their photo.
Oh, 1,000%.
Women definitely do this too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, there's filters
Yeah.
upon filters. Yes.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I agree with you.
catfishing,
Yeah,
like,
it's not just
filters and all
men.
that?
It's
Okay, all
it's
right.
women too.
All right, yeah.
Have you ever looked at a girl's profile and you're like, wow,
Catfish,
she looks
for sure. A lot.
like,
Yeah.
oh, no. Women that you train. And you're
Yeah.
like, wow, she looks nothing like that in person.
Listen, I'm not gonna say that because I'm not gonna give you trouble.
But we know
But
the
that
answer.
for sure happens. You see somebody on social media and they do not look like they look like in real life. Like, I've had somebody give me their social media and I was like, that ain't you.
Wow.
That is not you. There's way too many filters. You're capping.
I've had, and Lexi can testify to this, people will walk in and they'll go like this and they put their head down and they're like, oh, you're a lot shorter.
It happens all the time.
You're a lot shorter in person than on social media. I'm like,
What
it's because I have a big mouth and it makes me feel like I'm 5.
You have big dick energy.
I'm 6 foot, bitch.
Imagine Angel being tall as fuck. It's hilarious.
Imagine I would rule the world.
I'd be really, really scared.
I would not be stoppable. Like, people would
But
have.
you're already not stoppable, so.
This is true. Anyway, but I would say, ladies, there is a Facebook group called "Are We Dating the Same Man?"
Are we dating the same man?
You have to be invited to it.
Guys,
I'm sure.
Make a face group. Make a group that's like, are we smashing the same?
Oh, you might
then,
be.
You'll find out. Actually, you probably
Men
don't
don't care though.
Yes, they do. Listen, guys are a lot more emotional than you think.
How so?
Like
If you were smashing someone, they're like, "Oh, I hit her too."
No,
like,
hell no. They would
It's
be in their
yours.
feelings. They'd be like, why you do that? Or they'd be like, oh, I don't fuck with him no more.
Okay.
No, straight up. I've seen like friendships get straight up tarnished over that.
over a girl.
Oh, absolutely. Most fights between guys is because of a female.
I love that.
It is not guys. I've seen guys fight about like who. Yeah, it's almost 9 times out of 10. Any fight between guys is because of a female.
So fact versus fiction. That's a fact.
That's a fact. Like because it's like I've seen it. A female's talking to somebody else, like somebody on the football team. That same female's talking to somebody on the basketball team. They find out, and then they gonna fight about it.
See, I kind of love it though. Like I love a woman that can play the field.
See, that's crazy because you just say you like a woman that can play the field. That means
I don't.
Not
play the
date
field?
the same person.
No, she's dating the same person. Like
I thought we were just talking like sleeping with a couple people on the
she was
teams.
dating like a football player, but she was fucking a basketball player.
Okay, that's bad. I don't
Here's the
support
thing
that.
with playing the field. The playing with the field, I can't personally do because I'll catch feelings.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like for me, where I'm at in my life,
Like I'm not a player. I just crush a lot.
No,
but
I
I
no
just
men to even play right now. The pool is so terrible.
yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. That's why I went back to masturbation.
Her one
Went back
time.
to here we go.
Ew, RJ, that noise you just
I
made.
know, so
What
gross.
we talking about? Licking your fingers like hot sauce or stuff?
No.
We were talking about don't finger someone after
We're
you
talking
eat hot
about
Cheetos.
fact or fiction.
Fact or fiction. We're gonna get into the products now, right?
Yes, let's get into the products. I was just saying, in real life, be careful who you date. You never know if it's
Go on Facebook.
if it's not real, if it is real, if he's listen, I want to hear your dating stories, but I've heard enough like of girls who are like, I was dating this guy and then he ended up dating my best friend, blah blah blah. Like
Well, that's the best
I got
friend's
some
fault
stories.
too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. It's
Like the best
not
friend,
the man
she knew
always.
that was the friend.
She's fucking your friend over.
all right, anyway.
I like how you just put your paper on top of my paper.
Anyway. With my notes.
Okay, so unfortunately, we know that product brands embellish their marketing terms, right? You see the stupid ass L'Oreal commercials and it's like reverse aging, revitalized, produce collagen. Like, no.
They be
No.
emotion and shit too.
This is something that the beauty industry doesn't want you to know. And I did a segment with DBL probably 2 years ago or so about this, but they do all these puffery claims, right? These puffery claims, and what puffery means is like it's a vague statement.
I like that word, puffery. It's
Yeah,
cute.
it's cute. It just means it's a vague statement. Like, so you can't hold them accountable if the neck firming cream that you bought didn't firm your neck. You can't go around and sue them because that was a puffery claim. That means it's just it could possibly, maybe one day. And so they pride themselves in marketing. Marketing is everywhere. You can't even bat your eyes. Like, turn on the commercials, Instagram ads, it's everywhere. And so you have all these claims of firming. What is the other one? Stop aging in 7 days.
Yes.
I've seen have new skin in 1 week. Like, it's just crazy to me that most of these creams, by the way, cannot even penetrate to the dermis. Not to say that they're all bad, but they just can't penetrate to the dermis. So again, be careful of, a lot of people want a quick fix, and I'm sure you see this in the workout places, like, show me something I can do so I can lose weight in like a week. And they're about 40 pounds overweight. Like, it's just impossible. So if you go and you're 56 and you haven't done anything as preventative and you buy a neck firming cream, let me tell you,
Your neck ain't gonna be firm.
it's not. So
Loosen
again,
it.
be careful of that.
I do think a lot of our listeners are probably aware of these big claims, right? I would hope that, people that listen to our podcast are smarter than that, but there's some sneaky ones too that it kind of seems like, well, why wouldn't I trust it? So the first one, non-comedogenic. So what comedogenic means is the ability for the product to clog your pores, right? So if we have acne,
whiteheads.
Yep, we've been taught since we were kids, like when you're in the Neutrogena aisle, look for non-comedogenic. That is not a proof, oh my God, my dyslexia. A foolproof way to determine if a product is going to cause acne or sensitivity, right?
Yeah, it's a puffery claim.
It's about the formulation. So yes, it might be less likely to clog your pores than the other product next door that doesn't have it, but you got to research the formulation. We've provided the resource before, but it's the website, the Inky Decoder. You can plug in all the ingredients and see if it's safe for your skin.
I think you should add that again.
Okay, I'll link it for you guys.
Okay, if you guys go scroll onto my Instagram back in 2000, was it 15 or 15, when Instagram didn't allow music, it didn't allow video. And I literally sat at the Target store and made my own Snapchat. And then I sat there again after and made it into my own video. And then I got flagged because it had music.
Oh.
And then I disputed the flag. Anyway, if you look back, just so you guys know, I started it.
No, she really? You were the first TikTok influencer.
So you know.
Just so you know.
When all these bitches were trying to add music to their shit and like trying to do grocery store claims and all this stuff. Honestly, if you go back, it's actually pretty comical because I was an amateur at it.
But it was so good because no one was doing that at the time, and it caught my eye before you hired me. I was like...
So I went into the grocery store and I made fun of all these puffery claims of like anti-aging,
morning
all this
burst.
stuff. And so you have to be careful with all these claims. I think we're enticed by them. I'm enticed by them with other things. So maybe not in beauty, but like fitness stuff and also food. I'm all, ooh, that looks good. Also, the other thing I wanted to point out is the dermatologist approved.
Yes.
So when people hear dermatologist approved, that is not necessarily our gold standard. Like, oh my God, the dermatologist approved that? Like, I need that. This is not our gold standard. What happens is kind of like in today, if I'm like, hey, RJ, I will pay you $100,000 to wear my hoodie.
Let's do it. Sign it up.
Let everyone know how amazing my hoodie is and how it's so different from all the other hoodies.
Even though it is the worst hoodie you've ever had.
You don't give a shit.
For $100,000, it's the best hoodie I've ever had.
That's how the industry works.
And this is how the industry
Money
works.
talks.
So people come out with a product. They're like, hey, can you vouch for my product? Let me see the ingredients. Okay, they're acceptable. Boom, you have my gold standard.
Yep.
But just so you know, that's not our official statement as a skincare, industry. That's not like, oh my God, just because a derm said that was okay. 9 times out of 10, most people who go see a derm end up seeing us for their acne and other conditions, because a lot of times derms are dealing with cancer and other serious conditions, which we need.
Yes.
So I'm not knocking on derms because we do need them.
I agree. And same with FDA approved. That is like a trigger words to me. Everything could be FDA approved. The FDA regulations, they don't regulate deeply. They don't actually. So here's, for example, the sex toy industry. There's no FDA regulations on sex toys. So
she used to work for them. That's why she keeps bringing it up.
I was like, so what regulations what do we need here?
But no, just because something says FDA approved, it means nothing. So is the red dye that's, poisoning all of us in our food. So if it's on your skincare, it's like dermatologist approved. It means really nothing.
So you have to be careful when people say they bring me all their products and they say, I have this, 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 and this, and they dump it all out like Lexi did on the reel I just did. It's nice and all, but all I heard was you just bought it from a drugstore, so now I have to revamp your stuff. Now, what makes it different, right? Medical grade versus over-the-counter. I always use the analogy of when you're sick, you can go get some cough medicine, and great, it might help, it might soothe. Or you can actually go to the doctor and they prescribe you some medicine, and it's going to work a lot more better. It's a lot more better. It's going to work better, and it's going to be more potent, and it's going to be more effective. Whereas you buy drugstore stuff, which some people can only afford that, right? And that's fine. In that case, I'm like, make sure you're wearing your sunscreen. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, if drugstore products are working for you, great. This is not to say, like, change everything up, even if your skin routine is working. No. But I think it is important to know the difference between medical grade and another marketing term that drugstores use, which is clinical strength. So don't get that twisted, the medical grade versus clinical strength. It is not the same thing. Clinical strength is just another pufferfish claim.
Puffery.
Medical grade is more reliable, which of course means that there's just more potent ingredients, higher percentages of the active ingredients in the product. So noted, clinical strength does not equal medical grade.
Is this the same for, what am I trying to say? Oh, protein shakes.
Yeah, I mean,
because people are like, I use this, I use that.
The thing is like anytime you take like a supplement, you have to be careful, just because there's a lot of stuff that they could put in that protein or pre-workout or creatine or anything like that that's not regulated. Like, so like to a point where you can take a pre-workout that's pretty much you taking
crack.
Exactly. So it's kind of,
where can I find that?
I know, I'm like, where? Give me.
Like,
hold on.
If you're getting into that industry, like if you're trying to like necessarily take something, you should really, especially like proteins and stuff like that, like do a little research on it. Yeah. Just because there might be something in it that long term is gonna cause you some harm.
Yeah.
So like certain pre-workouts, after like I've seen in football a player take pre-workout before a game and almost like die
from a heart attack or
yeah, because it was hot. Pre-workout getting you dehydrated. He's like constant, like his heart's like this.
So the pre-workout is like to give you energy?
Yeah, pre-workout is like get you going. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I don't like pre-workout. Like for me, just because I'm already like an amp person. So when I take pre-workout, I'm like amp times 10.
Bouncing off.
But does it pick you up and does it drop you a little bit?
But to me, it's like I'm depending on the one. I'm there like all night.
Oh, I have.
Like, I've taken pre-workout and I'm up and going to like midnight.
Okay.
But then you like there's like you'll crash, especially like if you're not used to it. So it's kind of like knowing your body. Now, I'm not saying like don't take pre-workout or talking shit if you do take pre-workout. You know what I'm saying? It's like a good like upper and then things like that and get you going.
Yeah.
But it's just like more to like doing your research and making sure what you're doing isn't going to like cause you something later on. A lot of people they'll get it because they see something on Instagram. They see like their influencer that
the package is
like,
pretty.
how like y'all were talking about that like promotion of skincare. Somebody that says, "Oh no, this is good," so everybody that likes that person follows them,
buys
and then they're not really caring or understanding like what's going into it. Same thing in like the fitness industry. Somebody might just endorse something because they're getting paid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even use that shit. So it's like they get paid, they're gonna be like, oh, this is the best, you know what I mean, protein go out there. Everything's different. The protein that I would take, it might be different than the protein that you would need to take. You know what I'm saying? So it's kinda like if you don't know, reach out to, you know what I mean, a personal trainer, a physician. You know what I'm saying?
Do your freaking research.
Exactly. Just do the research just because it's like, you don't know. Sometimes they put some stuff in there that's crazy. Especially even at, big places that sell that stuff. They, depending on what it is, that could really cause you some trouble.
No, I think it's important to, like you said, do your research. Same with skincare. I think with Hailey Bieber and all these influencers, which I don't knock, they're diming in on their name. I think it's important to also say like, hey, what is this going to be beneficial for me? Especially if you're acne prone, right? If you have melasma, is this skincare line going to be beneficial for me? I also think that with over the counter, I don't want to make it seem like I'm bashing them, but again, someone who grew up poor and couldn't afford certain things, I would be easily enticed to think that these things, if I paid $7 for a cream, that this was going to make me look 10 years younger.
I still am influenced, but like I'm walking through Sephora a couple weeks ago and I'm like, ooh, triple your lip size with this lip balm. I'm like, sold.
By the way, her lips are huge. Like, what the fuck?
'Cause I got the triple the lips on.
But that's how they get your attention.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
If I saw the program was like triple your ass in 1 week,
I'd sign up.
people would be like, "Oh, in 1 week,
We would
I
sign
can
up
have double
because
ass,
we
triple
know.
ass in 1 week." But it's like that's like what gets people's attention. We go for the right now. So
Yeah.
it's like get rich in a week. How do I do that? You know what I'm saying? It's not like get rich in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And then they're like, "Oh, nah, I'll go with the week."
He's rambling. I honestly don't know what he's saying right now.
No, I was saying like what you were just talking about.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, I think it's important to do your research. Again, I wanted to mention the hypoallergenic.
Definitely safe for all skin types. Oh my God. If I had $1 for every time my face reacted to a sensitive skin product.
Hypoallergenic. It's
Yeah.
like this thing that people are like, oh my God, this is for me. This is made for me.
I have allergies.
Again, another puffery claim. You guys are going to go home and Google that because they throw that out there and hoping no one else has allergic reaction to anything. You got to be careful with these claims. And also, if I went to the gym and I said to RJ that I want to have Kim Kardashian's body in 1 week. And he's like, oh my God, that's possible. Like, yeah, okay, like, sure. Sign up, we'll get you going. It's a claim. And then at the week, he's like, well, you know, you weren't diligent enough. We got to sign you up.
They gaslight you.
Yeah.
The product brands gaslight you. It's true. They're like, well, maybe your skin, like maybe you weren't
Maybe your
using it right.
body, you know, everybody's different, blah, 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 blah. So you have to be careful with these claims. Again, take a step back and be like, okay, am I reading this? Again, when you go to a product, I'm just going to pick up this wine bottle.
You want to go to this?
Sure.
This is a pretty good
If you see packaging on here, and it's all these claims, 9 times out of 10,
You're being catfished.
Yeah. So they spend all this money on marketing and it's not the real shit. So, and I've gone to Whole Foods with Ben Fuchs.
Yes.
We did a whole episode on even the healthy skincare. Again, the same puffery claims on every side of the bottle. So be careful, guys, because they target, I feel like, middle, lower class people because we're just like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll pay $7 for a bottle and not care.
Same with, and this is a whole expansive topic, of course, but clean beauty and organic or all natural. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, Lily came to us and she used to work at a med spa, or a spa, not a med spa, that was all clean, all holistic. And I'm like, okay, pumpkin.
And then people wonder why their skin isn't changing. And this is not to say those products are terrible for you. Half the time, they're not even as clean as they say. I mean, clean would be olive oil as your body moisturizer, right? That's clean. That is one simple ingredient. But, you know, you look at these formulations, there's sometimes essential oils in there. They're considered clean, but that can really damage the skin. So be careful. And I want to ask you guys both a question before we finish. Do you think that Hailey Bieber actually uses her own skincare line?
I think she has some people in line to like make sure she has like what works for her, but I think she's gonna get the bag. So if somebody's like, "Yo, say that you use this," that she'll like say that she does. You know what I'm saying?
I think she uses it in addition to other things.
That's what I think too. Because I still think she uses it. She's also getting facials every week.
I mean, I use my line, but in addition to other things.
Yeah, but yours is medical grade.
But
Yeah.
if someone offered you, let's say you don't own your own line, right? You're just a celebrity. If someone offered you a big amount, like a large amount of money to say, hey, use this, but it might not work for you. You know what I'm saying? Would you still like be like, hey,
If I'm a celebrity and I'm already rich, no. If I'm
Well,
dirt
just
poor,
because
I'd
you're-
be like, sure,
but
give me the money.
Just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean you're necessarily rich. I'm just saying, like, they might, like, give you an offer where you're like, shoot, this might be, like, a life-changing
For
thing.
skin, I actually wouldn't.
Cool.
I wouldn't, because I've been through too much with my skin to ever make false claims to people. I know the mental health effects. I say that now, but honestly, if you were like, here's $100K, Lexi, I'd probably take it.
Like, proactive.
I've done the proactive thing. I mean,
They had
how much money are you offering us here?
They had, okay, let's say I was offering you 200K.
Yes.
This is like start it off.
Yeah.
And if shit pops off, more money's coming.
200K, I'll say my shit, and then I'll delete my Instagram account and fall off the face of the earth, take my money.
You guys are doing claims that are like, oh my god, if I lost both my legs, would you still love me?
No,
if I was a squirrel, would
Mary
you still
thought
love me?
kill. That's a
Do you
different game.
think P. Diddy was really using proactive?
No.
No.
Exactly. But
Do
he
you
was
think
like
Akon
at the
got a hair
beginning-
transplant? And, well, he admitted to this.
Who?
Akon
I
flew
believe
to
that.
Turkey for a hair transplant.
I mean, I
and
believe
they're like,
that.
why would you fly to Turkey? You
I
can
believe that
afford it
'cause-
here. And he's like, but why would I pay more?
Because guys don't want to be bald.
Yeah.
I believe that. Like LeBron James has to figure some shit out. He needs to go to Turkey or something.
Yeah, he does.
Because
He can get
or
pussy
cut it
regardless.
off, or just cut it all off. Go bald.
I
Nothing wrong
mean,
with
it's
that.
fine to say he's aging too.
Yeah.
But I'm saying when you got all that money and you got like this is missing.
True.
I know. People
Like,
that are rich and
if I ever start losing my hair,
we're going to Turkey.
please
Book us our
I'm
flights.
going bald. Like I don't want to have like
Oh.
spots and all that.
Spots.
Especially if I'm a multi-millionaire, like billionaire in LeBron
Then
James'
you can
case.
fly
First
your
off,
private jet to
I can
Turkey.
have somebody come to my house every day.
Exactly.
Put a new piece of hair on my shit and be like,
Maybe
"Today
he
I
doesn't
want
care.
braids."
He's so into himself that he literally thinks he's
No,
perfect.
he does care because
He's a
LeBron
narcissist.
has done like crazy things to have his hair back.
I believe that.
And that's a
wholeheartedly.
fact. That's not fiction.
And that's a fact. So on that note, be careful when you're purchasing your next product.
Yeah.
I think all of us here, I think we pride ourselves in not trying to sell products just to sell products.
Never, ever.
And I love that all the girls are like, this is what you need, this is what you don't need. But just be careful when you're going to Walgreens or you're seeing your next QVC episode and or Jane Fonda or Cindy Crawford, things like this that promote beauty, because they've done a lot of other things. And that's why I'm very open of the things I've done, because I don't want them to think that I have just woke up with olive oil and no Botox. You know what I mean? Like, I've done preventative stuff. So that's a motherfucking fact.
That's a fact. And if you hear me advertising Proactive, it's because I got 200K. Don't take me seriously.
Next promotion, you're getting paid.
Everyone say bye to RJ. We're going to miss you next week.
We are going to miss you next week, RJ. We love you. Where can we find you?
Perseverance, come see me.
What, Bodies
5
by
points.
Perseverance? Or is it just
Now
Perseverance
it's just
now?
Perseverance.
Okay.
Just Perseverance.
Oh,
Yes.
little
We're at
rebrand.
5 Points location, Stanley Market location. Come see us.
nice.
That's a fact as
That's a
well.
fact.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Bye.